What's up everybody, it's Sean here, back today to give you guys a review of the Kith, Madison Square Garden, and New Balance collaboration on the 993 in this ancient scroll colorway. This is the second of two colorways of the New Balance 993 that released earlier this week on Monday as part of a collaboration with Kith and Madison Square Garden. So these released alongside a navy colorway, so I reviewed that colorway already on my channel. If you haven't seen that, I'll link that down below for you guys to check out. But basically this is going to be an identical review, minus of course the different color palette. So this pair, just like the navy pair, released for a price of $220 US or $310 here in Canada. The product code for this shoe is U993MS, and the colorway is Ancient Scroll and Gray Matter. So like any other New Balance 993, this pair is also made in the USA, so it comes with certain expectations of quality and overall craftsmanship. So let's dive into the details of the shoe and see if they lived up to that reputation. So on the toe box, here we have a very vibrant blue colored mesh, and right above this and overlaid on both sides of the toe box, we have these reflective silver panels. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have a genuine suede which feels very nice to the touch. It has this nice buttery texture to it, and it's done in this off-white, very light gray sort of tone. Covering the eyelets, we have the same suede, but then the top two eyelets, this is covered in a darker blue colored TPU. On the mid panel, we have more suede, but then stitched on top of this, we have a reflective New Balance end logo. This is done in a mix of orange with a blue colored outline. And this obviously pays homage to the New York Knicks, which call Madison Square Garden home. Moving downwards, we have more of that blue colored mesh with another reflective silver panel here, and then on the bottom heel we have more suede, and we have 993 branding pressed onto the lateral side in this gray color. On the middle of the heel we have this oval shaped cutout on the suede, revealing a silver reflective panel with the word Kith embroidered across in blue. And then the top of the heel is covered in another reflective panel. As far as the laces go, this being a Kith collaboration, you already know they were going to give you a lot of lace options. So the standard lace that they come with is a flat style off-white colored lace, which I think looks really nice. They also come with another flat style blue lace along with an orange colored lace if you want to give the shoe a little bit more pop. But for me, I'm going to keep it a little bit more subdued and leave on the off-white laces. Underneath this, the bottom half of the tongue is covered in that blue colored mesh, but then the top of the tongue is covered in a reflective silver panel. We have 993 branding in the middle, along with New Balance made in USA embroidered across the top in blue. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is covered in a slightly off-white colored liner. And then for the insoles, these come with a pretty well padded foam insole, which is typically what you'd see in any other New Balance 993. So the upper of the 993 sits atop this midsole, crafted out of Absorb and Activa, which is basically an EVA foam. This midsole is painted in a mix of off-white on the forefoot and more of a darker beige color on the heel. And we also have Absorb DTS technology. This is basically a combination of Absorb and Absorb SBS, and it's on the heel here to help with impact protection and to give the wearer a bit more of a smooth transition from heel to toe. And right above this, we have a translucent TPU heel clip. This gives you a little bit more structure and support along the backside of the shoe. On the bottom, this is your traditional 993 outsole, and it's crafted primarily out of a gray colored rubber. We have hits of blue rubber here as well, along with the New Balance word mark featured in orange in the center. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about how these fit, to me these fit identical to the navy colorway. So in both cases, I personally went half size down from my true size. This is the same size I usually go with most made in USA New Balance shoes like the 992 and most of the 990 series like the 990 V3, V4, V5, and V6. So I find that the 993 runs a little bit roomy. If you have a wider foot or you just like more of a spacious toe box, you could go true to size, but if you like more of that exact one-to-one fit, assuming you don't have a really wide foot, you can go a half size down. To give you guys a point of comparison, I go true to size in New Balance models like the 860 V2, 2002R, 1906R, and a lot of the models made in the UK like the 1500 and the 991, but I find that these run a little bit more roomy than those models. Moving on to the comfort, so the 993, I've said this many times in past reviews, but it's an extremely comfortable New Balance silhouette. It's not going to be one that's super soft underfoot, so if you try these on for the first time and you feel that it's a little bit more firm, don't be surprised. It's a model that the more you wear them, you really appreciate the support that they provide. And I like how they're not too stiff, but not too soft either. It's a model that's built for longevity. If I'm gonna be walking thousands of steps within a day, this is the type of shoe that I'd love to wear. but your mileage may vary. If you're someone that prefers more of a cushiony, softer, pillowy feel underfoot, then you might not love this model. But based off of my past experience, I highly recommend the 993 when it comes specifically to comfort. Finally, in terms of the quality and the craftsmanship, so this pair is your typical made in USA New Balance shoes. So we have a mix of genuine suedes, which I have to say was quite nice. I mentioned earlier, the texture of the suede feels super buttery, and you can kind of feel those fibers of the suede moving along with your fingers when you run it back and forth. There is a mix of synthetic materials as well, so it's not all just high quality suede, but that's typical when it comes to recent made in USA New Balance shoes. The overall build, I thought, for the most part was good. There were some very minor issues with stitching. There were some very minor issues with glue stains on the midsole, but for the most part, no major flaws that I could see. Most importantly, my left and right feet were symmetrical and the panels lined up. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet, I'll lace them up, and I'll show you guys how these look. Overall, this was an incredible two-shoe pack between Kith, MSG, and New Balance. At first, I was so sure that I was gonna love this pair the most, but after getting both pairs in hand, I gotta say it's a lot closer than I expected. Yes, this is the more wearable pair. It's very clean, bright, and it pops in that way. So if you're looking for a more wearable, safer colorway, I guess this ancient scroll colorway might be the better choice. But I really love the pop of the navy colorway. It also seems more sleek as well. So there's no right or wrong answer. If I had to choose one, I might lean towards this one just because of the wearability and the brighter tones, but really, I'd be very happy keeping either one. So leave your thoughts down below. Let me know, what do you guys think about this Kith MSG New Balance 993 in this ancient scroll colorway? What are your overall thoughts on this pair? And between this one and the navy colorway, which of the two is your favorite? I know some of you guys have been leaving comments on my navy video about your thoughts. Is there anyone out there that prefers this one a little bit more? If you do, leave your comments below. I'm checking them out and I'm reading every single comment as always, and I love the engagement. And remember, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. You can check out my social media accounts, which I'll link down below as well. And as always, thank you for your continued love and support, and I'll catch everybody in my next review.